What's up guys, Zach again from Nighthawk Bros, and today we're building a $30 forge. This forge design I found from Outdoors 55 on YouTube. So all you're going to need, 3 fire bricks and one either propane or map gas, whichever type of torch you'd like to use, which about $15 to $30 depending. You can either have 1 burner or 2 burners. And the only other thing you're really going to need is some PPE. Because when you're drilling and scraping the holes for your burn chamber, you really want to be wearing an N95 mask or even a P100 respirator. Because there's some really dangerous carcinogens in these bricks that you do not want to breathe in. So I repeat again, wear a respirator or wear a mask. Because you do not want to breathe these in. Let's get going. So the first thing you're going to want to do is find something to mark the size hole you want. I've decided to go with a 2.5 inch hole. Give you comfortable room. You don't really want to go much bigger than this, or you're going to get really thin on the sides here, and there's a good chance it's going to fall apart. So 2 to 2.5 inches. I actually have a hole saw, so I'm just going to use this to mark it, but really any kind of cap or something that you can find and just Sharpie will also work just as well. So I was trying to be smart. I got that vacuum, was hoping to keep the dust down. Well, the seal around the bottom apparently went bad. So when I turn around, it looks like I'm standing in a smoke-filled room because it's all getting shot out the side of the vacuum. So I'm gonna let that settle and then I'll get back to work. Okay guys, that's the first one. Front stayed round, but the actual trench itself turned a little square. Probably took about 15 to 20 minutes, so not too bad. But gonna have to take a break, and then I'll hit the other side once I'm back home. Okay, so we have finished the burn chamber. I just used a chisel. I mean, really, you can use anything that you can scrape away. These bricks are really easy to work. Just don't go too hard. Be careful not to break off one of these sides. Went pretty great for me. Next thing is we're gonna drill our hole for the propane torch or whatever kind of torch you're using. So I'm gonna put them. These bricks are about 9 inches long. So I'm gonna put one. I'm actually gonna put 2, but one is gonna be 2.5 inches from the front. The other is gonna be 2.5 inches from the back. So let's get to it. I was debating if putting them at any kind of angle would provide any kind of benefit. Maybe get some flame circles going, but I don't know that I'm just gonna go straight in. Okay guys, so all done. I just used a wood saw bit. I ended up clamping the bricks together because when I first tried drilling the hole, it was trying to spread in the back and I didn't want to get weird shaped holes. So just don't put them on too tight, and shouldn't be an issue. So now I'm going to head over to Home Depot, get a second torch, and probably some kind of chicken wire or something to wrap this. This stuff's pretty brittle, and I just want to make sure it's held together by something. I was even thinking wood, but for obvious reasons that might not work. I want to see if they have any kind of high temp fabric or something like that. So let's get to it. Okay guys, I am back from Home Depot. So what I ended up doing was buying this chicken wire, not a very wide hatch pattern, just something that'll really weave together. And this is what I've done. I've encased it, just hoping that this will kind of hold it together and make it easier to move around. So yeah, I think she came out great. Let's heat her up and get our first file in there, and we're gonna make a knife. I got her fired up. Currently just using one torch. The one I just bought, something seems to be defective in the head. I may end up going for a higher end head instead of just the cheap one that comes with the tank. But in that case, I'd want to get two to make sure we have even heat. But I'll keep you guys updated. Okay guys, it is a few weeks later. Would you look at that? The first knife is done. Let me show you this guy. Came out pretty good. I'm really happy with it. I'm surprised how straight I kept that. The only thing is on the tip here, I'm off by just a hair, but I really like it. Did this kind of cool feature in the end. But yeah, so this guy worked remarkably well. So that's all it took. I mean, it ran pretty well. The only problem I had was with that propane there. It appeared to be the bottles of propane actually, and not the head, because I went back and bought another one and had yet again the same issue. So yeah, for $20, I mean $20 to $30, you really can't beat this forge. It's awesome. I definitely recommend going for 2 burners. 1 burner is just not quite enough. Probably took 10-15 minutes I think to get up, but I got it up past non-magnetic. Once I got to non-magnetic, I kept it in for another 3 to 4 minutes, just let it really get up there, not too hot. But yeah, I mean, for this price, you really can't beat it. I mean, it's something that really lets you get into the realm. Like here, started with a file. Files are really hard, so I used it to anneal it. And then once I was done, I used it to put the pressure treat on it as well. I mean, it really came out great. Couldn't really recommend it more. I definitely recommend that you wrap it in chicken wire, and also make sure, if I could go back, I would make the torches not right in the center where the bricks meet, maybe a little bit lower. That's probably just because I'm starting on this blade. One thing I could see was when it was sitting in there, the knife was here and the fire was up here. So, but this is a very thin blade. For example, this is for my next project. It makes this thing look like a baby. So this is going to be a fun one. I'm going to be documenting all of my knife making journey. Every single knife I make, I want to make a video of it. Didn't really make much on this one. If I could go back, I really wish I would have. But I give props to the people that film while they make stuff. It's not easy, and you want to keep going, and the camera's just another step that's in the way. But I'm really happy with it. I did actually acid etch and stone wash this blade, but because I didn't really make the bevels are really thick, if that makes sense. The knife is really thick, so when I tried to go put the final edge on it, it was starting to hit the finish, and I said screw it, and I took the whole finish off. So definitely a learning experience, but $20 forge, if you're starting, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Nothing wrong with it. But yeah, so I'll put a list of all the supplies you need down below. I did also end up going and buying a single ceramic tile from Home Depot. This was actually a bigger one, and I tried breaking it, and it doesn't break nice for you, I'll tell you that. But just something, this is what I used to raise the blade up so the fire was hitting the blade directly and not going above it. So, helped heat a little bit faster. But yeah, other than that, I recommend it completely. Have a good one, you guys. This is Zach from Nighthawk Bros. Have a good one.